See, so we have to take that into consideration,
Yes.
that we are not living necessarily in our natural environment. And in order to compensate us for living in this abnormal wilderness where we don't get enough sun on our skin, and of course some of us dress in a way that our skin is covered all the time, regardless of the season, well, that means more than likely we're vitamin D deficient. And so we should be taking something like Cataplex D, which is the one that I recommend, produced by Standard Process. 2 or 3 of those a day, in most cases, will be sufficient if it's done on a regular basis to prevent vitamin D deficiency. Now, someone who has not been taking regular supplementation of vitamin D, they may have a profound vitamin D deficiency. And so for a while, they're going to need more than 2 or 3 a day. Maybe they'll need to take 6 or 9 tablets per day. Generally speaking, if you want to look at it in a way I don't prefer, but if you want to measure the international units of vitamin D, it should be around 4,000 to 5,000 international units of vitamin D per day. Now, that's the purified vitamin D that you could pick up at any health food store. That's not the natural vitamin D. I prefer the whole vitamin D complex, such as found in Cataplex D. But even the synthetic vitamin D will be of some benefit. So if you can't get what I'm specifically recommending, then just get any old type of vitamin D. And of course, there's plenty of vitamin D in fish oil. So cod liver oil, tuna fish oil, or any high quality cold pressed fish oil is a good source of vitamin D and vitamin A, and also vitamin E. So fish oil should be a part of everybody's diet every day. You should take some fish oil. Now, there's more to it than just that. And so
that's good information.
The protocol for prevention and maintenance, in addition to the vitamin D, also includes vitamin C, Cataplex C. Now again, there's confusion about just what is vitamin C. According to the FDA, vitamin C means ascorbic acid. Well, I'm here to say ascorbic acid is only a part of the vitamin C complex. And so ascorbic acid is more like a drug than like a vitamin. And so you want to get the whole vitamin C complex as found in certain foods, but also found in a supplement called Cataplex C. Cataplex F, which is sometimes called vitamin F. Now again, according to the FDA, there is no such thing as vitamin F. But vitamin F actually is saturated fatty acids. And a lot of vitamin F is found in the raw milk. But it's also available in supplement form. Now, one of the major reasons that people have weak immunity, in this country especially, is because they are calcium deficient. We think of calcium as a mineral for strong bones and healthy teeth, which of course it is. But calcium has many functions throughout the body, and one of the major functions of calcium is that it is a part of immunity. That calcium ions are actually used by the immune system to kill microorganisms. But of course, someone who's calcium deficient can't mount that kind of strong immune defense. Now, vitamin D and the vitamin F and vitamin C, they are all involved and necessary for proper calcium absorption into the body and proper calcium utilization throughout the body. So it all works together. It's not just one thing here or there. It's the whole system. Now, because of the standard American diet, almost everybody that I have ever tested is deficient in calcium, especially people who don't drink raw milk. Pasteurized milk is not a good source of calcium. The pasteurization process, one of the defects is that it precipitates the calcium out of the milk. So you're drinking milk, which you think is supposed to be a good source of calcium, but if it's pasteurized milk, it's not a good source of calcium at all. That's one of the problems in the dairy industry. They have what they call milk stone, which is the precipitated calcium. It clogs up all of the machinery, and it's a major problem. From pasteurizing the milk. So the average one of us is calcium deficient. The kinds of calcium that we should use to catch up is either calcium lactate, which I prefer, or calcium citrate. But most of the calcium supplements that you find out in the market are neither one. And you might as well just pick up a stone and start sucking on it for all the good that the calcium that you're taking is going to do you. Okay, so calcium is essential to have a normally functioning immune system.
This is good information, right? Real good information. I may make that into a little small book right there, just on.
So those 5 things: the vitamin D, vitamin C, cataplex F, calcium lactate, and a fish oil.
Okay.
Those are the things that will, in general, produce a strong, healthy immune system, and the vitamin D will specifically protect you against influenza.
Okay. Good.
Now, in the event that someone actually gets sick despite that, or they didn't hear about this and they got sick, okay, well, then more has to be added.
Okay.
And there are some specific antivirals that can be used. One of the finest that we use at Abundant Life is something called Conjuplex.
Okay.
Another one is called Immuplex. And these are things that have strong antiviral properties. So if someone is acutely ill, these 2 things, one or the other, usually both are not required, but one or the other is what we would use.
Okay.
As I was saying, if infection has already occurred, then there are some other things that can be added to the basic protocol.
Okay.
And that would include Immuplex and or Conjuplex, usually one or the other, usually not both, but those are strong antivirals that would help with the acute infection and help somebody to not become one of these severe cases that ends up in the hospital.
Okay. Yes, sir.
There's some other things as well that I won't necessarily go into. Actually, one important thing to keep in mind is that if someone becomes acutely ill, especially if they have a fever, then what they need to do is up the calcium tenfold.
Okay.
So if you were taking, say, 6 calcium lactate every day, and you still got sick, okay, now take 60 or crush it up into powder. You need a ton of calcium. And what you will find is that calcium will bring down a fever, almost instantly, and give the boost to the immune system that it needs. Now, you don't stay on those high doses for very long, but you can boost everything.
Just to get you through that.
Yes. Yeah, so for 5 days or 10 days, you can stay on those very high doses of calcium, as well as high doses of vitamin C and vitamin D and vitamin F.
Okay. Wow. So that's good. That's good information.
Okay.
Now, I'm sorry. Now, I had a question about the use of low dose alpha interferon.
Yes.
Because as you know, I've been a patient of yours since 1990, and I've been about 1990, 1991, and I've been using the low dose alpha interferon during that time. And I wanted to know, is that something that could be could that be utilized?
Sure, it could. Alpha interferon is a specific antiviral. And so what we find is that, generally speaking, to handle influenza cases, it's not necessary, but it can be used. Personally, anytime I get a cold, I take it. But it has to be taken, as you know, in a proper way. There's a technique that has to be learned to take it properly to get some benefit from it. So generally, I don't recommend it to the general public, because if they don't know how to properly take it, they're just wasting money.
Right. Okay. Thank you. And then you have things like people are talking about garlic and exercise and those kind of roles.